What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And 24 hours removed from the Honor V5 UK launch event, I wanted to give you my experience for the whole day, going to the Honor event for the first time ever for me, from the travel, to the people I met, to the whole experience. I want to let you in. That's the whole point of this channel and this community. I will also update you on the full specifications because even though we've had and we've known on this channel about the device for weeks now, it's important we give Honor their flowers for creating a quite simply unbelievable foldable device. And of course we will talk price, how you can buy it through Honor Direct or the Average Dad Tech Store, and trust me, I will be telling a particular large group of people to avoid the Average Dad Tech Store and buy from Honor Direct. Without further ado, let's go. So, I am certainly no travel vlogger or travel blogger, but I did want to give you some behind the scenes and just let you in to know how my day went yesterday. So, I took off from Edinburgh Waverley train station at around 6:50 AM and headed my fat arse down to London. The train took around 4 hours and 45 minutes, and I have to say, train travel, when you can get a table to do editing and work and consume content, train travel just can't be topped. I absolutely love it. And at around 12:30 or just before, I arrived in beautiful London. London certainly has its downsides, like every major capital city, but London on a nice sunny day with all that architecture and landmarks and hustle and bustle, yeah, it's pretty special. So with checking for the event at 2 PM, I met up with Gary, Average Dad's chief writer and brand manager. He also does some content on the Average Dad 2 channel. Check that one out. Met up with him. It was actually his birthday. Happy birthday again, Gary. We went for lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe, which was about a 7-minute walk from the venue, and we'll get to the venue soon. That was a place I'll probably never get to go in again because I can't afford it, but we'll talk about that in a second. So Hard Rock Cafe, yeah, Hard Rock just does it. You don't need to know what I had for lunch. It was a lovely burger though. And then around 2:15, because check-in lasts an hour, around 2:15 we headed our way to the venue, and it was at the stunning Peninsula Hotel. Yes, Honor know how to put on an event, and I'll show you lots of footage as you can see here, but the hotel, Jesus Christ. I mean, look at the Ferrari parked outside. That was just one of many, many supercars that you just weren't allowed to take photos of, but obviously your average dad had to sneak one or two in. Now the main ballroom was where the event was taking place, and this place, when the event started, was packed. With this being my first event, I have nothing to compare it to, but Gary, who was with me, has been to many events, and even he remarked as to how busy this event was. There was standing room only, and people were loving it. And for good reason, which we will talk about later on in the video. The specifications and the durability especially of the V5 is, yeah, second to none right now. It's actually world record breaking. So the event took place. That was about an hour for the keynote, which you could watch live, and I'm sure a lot of you did on YouTube. And then it was a panel discussion. And this was super, super interesting and exciting because the panel included Tom the Tech Chap, and I'll get to who else I met on the day, but it also included a chap called Mark Chapman. Sorry, a lot of chaps there, but Mark Chapman, who runs a large logistics company, and he told us his story. But it only dawned on me after the event when Mark came over to introduce himself. He's in my members group. He was wanting to meet me. It was a Mark I'd been chatting to, and me being thick as pig shit, I hadn't put two and two together. So Mark, congratulations again on the fantastic business you have built using technology, and in particular AI. Your story on the panel discussion yesterday was truly inspiring, and I'm glad I could help in some way to get you inspired to buy a foldable phone. So yeah, really nice to meet you, Mark, and congrats again. Now, Tom the Tech Chap, and then a couple of other people were there. I think it was a fashion designer, Mariano. They all seemed nice. That discussion lasted about 40 minutes. And then at about 4:40 p.m, it was time for the hands-on stuff. And in this hands-on section, this is where the real hustle and bustle. And for me, being a proper tech geek and having watched YouTube for years, it was great to bump into and see people like Tom the Tech Chap and TK Bay, Lover of Tech. I mean, there was literally loads and loads. Darius Tech, shout out to you. You're my guy. Love the channel. Congrats again on the 100k. And then, person I wasn't expecting to see was from Max Tech. And I forget the chap's name, but him and his brother run this amazing channel that's actually predominantly iPhone based or Apple based, but it's got millions of subs. So Max Tech, it was really nice to meet you guys from the channel there yesterday. And as I say, that was just me geeking out. I wandered around, got some B-roll, already had the phone for a long time, so didn't really need a hands-on with the phone. To see all four colours in person at one time and see the excitement around the room and watching the keynote, I don't know if you felt the same too, but that keynote really, really, really made me want to get an Honor Magic V5 again. So much so that I told my supplier to send me a white one and a pen, so that'll be here in a few days. I'll take that to Abu Dhabi and do a kind of longer term review on the V5 because it is stunning. So let's just quickly talk about the specs and I'll finish off how my day went. So specs wise, yeah, displays 6.4 inch, 8 inch inner, 120 hertz all round. The brightest panels on any foldable phone ever. 5,000 nits of peak brightness on the inner and outer screen. Stylus support on the inner and outer screen. An IP59 water and dust resistance rating with world record breaking durability. Yes, they held a 220 pounds or 104 kilos approximately telephone box from the phone. And in the live hands-on event they had for the whole time, I mean for 2 hours, there was a 35 kilo weight or 35 pound weight just hanging from the hinge the whole time. I will not be doing stuff like that with my V5. I ain't Jedi everything or other mentalists out there. But that is unbelievably impressive when you consider that it's 8.8 millimeters thick. 4.1 millimeters thick when unfolded. They did go in the keynote about the chemical compositions of what they're using, whether they're going to go for titanium or silicon or other, and what they chose was this space grade tether steel stuff that's like 2.5 times stronger than tensile steel and 30% the weight of paper. I think I'm getting those stats right. The engineering that goes into any foldable phones these days, let alone a V5, is way over my bald head. And then they showed off the cameras, which are, I've talked about this before, the V5 and the X Fold 5 right now have the best cameras in a foldable phone. I also have mentioned that the zoom on the V5 is probably the best. It's got the largest zoom lens on any foldable phone. Again, watching the keynote just made me all giddy and made me want another V5. And then, as always, it finished up with the price. And this is where I just want to be entirely honest and look at you direct. If you are in the UK and you're ordering an Honor Magic V5, order from Honor direct. Their UK website has early bird offers. So as much as the phone is £1,699 through Honor, if you order, I believe, over the next 7 to 10 days, you're getting a £300 off code, which is right on the website. You don't have to do anything. You literally just, it's even got a copy button. You copy that code and that will give you £300 off, bringing the phone down to £1,399. So it's already it's half terabyte, £500 cheaper than the Samsung Z Fold 7. You then get a free 66 watt supercharge plug. You then get the Honor Magic Pen. Yes, the stylus that's supported on both screens is free when you purchase over the next 7 to 10 days. Folks, I run an import store and I can never match that. If you're just buying the phone and you do not care about the pen, as I promised before, I am the cheapest. I have actually today, because of this video and the feel-good feeling around there, I have reduced the price of the global variant for all colours to £1,299. I am £100 cheaper even after their voucher for the phone. But please, if you're in the UK, you're also getting 12 months of inner and outer screen protection. That's for accidental damage. Folks, this is an incredible deal. And I will always, contrary to what some trolls believe, be honest. Buy from Honor direct if you're in the UK. If you're anywhere else in the world, as I've mentioned, I have made on the Average Dad Tech Store the V5 Global the cheapest price you will find from any legitimate site. Now that's important to mention, legitimate site. AliExpress, eBay, we won't match those marketplaces' prices. So, that's the specifications, that's the before the event, the during the event, the hands-on. And then I should also mention, believe it or not, as a Scottish person, you'd think I'd be lapping this up, but there was a free bar and free food the whole time. And I didn't really bother with it. I'm not a big drinker. I'm a big eater, clearly, but I didn't bother. I had the Hard Rock Cafe and it was getting later, so it was time to go. So my train was 8:30 from King's Cross. Me and Gary did grab one quick pint at an outdoor bar. Again, the weather was fantastic. It was still daylight in London at around 7:30 p.m. But it was time to get the train at 8:30. I didn't get into Waverley then till about 12:30, 1:15 a.m. Taxi home, bed, bish bash bosh. What a fantastic day. Now I should mention, this video is not sponsored by Honor in any way. Honor have provided me nothing other than travel to the event. Honor have paid my train fare and taxi fares to and from the event. They offered to pay for a hotel, but I need to get back because I've got puppy now and 2 young children. So thank you, Honor, for that. I absolutely respect and admire everything Honor have done. And I've said that for years. I made a dedicated Honor video last year about from when they split from Huawei, and year on year from the V original, the VS, the V2, the V3, now the V5, they've leveled up every single time. And every member of staff there, from the people helping with the technical stuff and the hands-on, to the head of PR and the boss of UK Honor and Honor Global, yeah, everyone was just spot on. What a fantastic day, and I'm delighted to have been there, and this is not the end. I will give more and more backstage stuff at different events. I had said to my members I'd go live, but I'll be honest, it just felt too awkward to go live in front of all these proper YouTube people with millions of subscribers, so I didn't bother. But yeah, really, really cool. The tech community is small, and it's important that these events still exist. It would be easy for every keynote to be online and virtual, but we need this physical networking, this physical interaction, because when you get people like me in a room just being able to chat tech, yeah, good things happen. So hopefully you've enjoyed my run through of yesterday. And again, if you are looking to purchase, go to Honor UK or go to the Average Dad Tech Store. Makes no difference to me really. I just want to see you get the best phones for the cheapest prices. Until next time,